Hello, this is Rick Ridings, the founder of Succat Hallel 24/7 worship and prayer in Jerusalem overlooking the Temple Mount. We're so thankful for all of you in the nations who are praying in a very focused way during this month of May leading up to Shavuot, up to Pentecost. And I'd like to share something that I feel is an important way to be praying right now. God, I believe, has allowed Israel to come into a place of more weakness than she has known for a long time. With all of the external threats from outside, from Iran and all of her proxies around us, and then the internal divisions within Israel, it has really brought Israel into a place of great weakness. And as I was praying, I said, Lord, why are you allowing this at this particular time? And the Lord reminded me of what happened when he first brought the Israelites into the land. He brought them to Gilgal. They just had a great miracle crossing the River Jordan, and they were facing this huge, huge stronghold of Jericho, the city of the moon god, and it looked impossible. And then God required them actually to circumcise all of their men 40 years old and younger because they had not followed the covenant sign of circumcision in the desert during their wandering in those 40 years. And so this put them into a place of extreme weakness and dependency. There was absolutely no way they could be protected from their formidable foe unless God himself protected them. But they obeyed the Lord. And as they did, as we know, God himself then judged Jericho and pushed the walls down into the ground. But first they had to come into this place of utter dependency upon God. A few weeks ago in one of our watches, my wife was leading a song called Fire in the Night and Cloud by Day. And as she was doing this, I saw a picture before me of God using his fire by night and his cloud by day to lead individual Israelis all over the land, down to Gilgal, that lowest place on earth, the place where they had been circumcised before the Lord. And I saw him leading them down to this place of humility, utter weakness, and utter dependence. But as they were there, I then saw that the Lord began to take his scalpel and he began to circumcise their hearts. He cut away the stoniness of heart and gave a heart of flesh, as he promised in Ezekiel 36. And then he took them into the waters of the Jordan, and before he baptized them, he sprinkled clean water upon them, as it talks about in Ezekiel 36. And in this vision, I saw that there were multitudes of Israelis who had been brought one by one into this place of utter weakness, utter dependency, where there was no other hope than the Lord God of Israel himself. And so I felt the Lord was telling us to proclaim and to pray during this season that there would be this circumcision of heart. The day after I saw this picture and shared it in prayer, a doctor, a medical doctor who's a heart surgeon who had heard me share it, contacted me, and he said, actually, there is a heart procedure where a hardness has developed around the heart and it cannot function. And he said, we have to take the scalpel and we cut around the heart, and then it divides into two halves and they roll away, just like I had seen in that vision. And he said that's an actual procedure to take away hardness around the heart so that the heart can function. So would you pray with us that during this time of so much pressure upon Israel, that this would be the season for a first great fulfillment of what God has promised in Ezekiel 36 and in Deuteronomy 30. I'll pray those and you pray them along with me, please. Deuteronomy 30, verse 6. The Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the hearts of your descendants, so that you may love him with all your heart and with all your soul and live. Ezekiel 36, verses 24 through 28. For I will take you out of the nations. I will gather you from all the countries and bring you back into your own land. I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and you will be clean. I will cleanse you from all your impurities and from all your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit in you and move you to follow my decrees and to be careful to keep my laws. Then you will live in the land I gave your ancestors. You will be my people, and I will be your God. Let it be according to this word of the Lord. God bless you. Shalom from Jerusalem.
Living Israel is committed to seeing revival across the earth, beginning in Israel. Part of our mandate is to create valuable resources connecting the global church to Israel. If you would consider partnering with us in this critical time, please visit our website, livingisrael.org.